I'll just give you a quick introduction to the series of webinars that we're conducting. Most of you have joined all of our previous sessions, but for the ones who have just joined in today, I'm Inchara Jagannath from the NASSCOM Industry Partnership Program, or NIPP as we call it for short. It's an initiative under the 10,000 Startups program, and every year we pick a trending theme or a technology that's of interest to the industry and our partners and sort of run a nationwide idea challenge. So this challenge is open to startups all across the country, and this year we're hosting the second edition of the NIPP Mobility Challenge based on the immense response that we've received from the previous years. So in the 2020 edition, we're running it from March to June, and currently we're in the phase of taking in applications from startups for 28 use cases across 8 themes. So these themes can broadly be classified into people flow, flow of goods, and smart vehicles. So we're planning on making this edition bigger and better by collaborating with other teams within NASSCOM. So we're collaborating with the data science and artificial intelligence team. And we're also happy to let you know that we've received support from the Government of India under their urban development plan, in which mobility is currently a huge focus. So you will find all the details of the challenge on our microsite mobility challenge 2020.nipp.tech. So please do have a look and participate. If you have any queries, you can get in touch with me. My email ID is inchara@nascom.in. I'll drop both the microsite link as well as my email address in the chat section so you can refer to it. And definitely please do contact me in case you have any queries. So now to introduce our speaker for the day, Shivendra Singh, Head of Technical Services here, Technologies India. Shivendra has over 18 years of experience and currently manages tactical relationship building with customers in support of your products, including conflict resolution, strategic alignment, and customer expectation and communication. Today, he'll be giving us an insight into enabling E2E mobility with here location services. Shivendra, thank you so much for joining us. Over to you.
So let me quickly start with my introduction. So my name is Shivendra Singh. I'm part of a Here Technology and working as a professional and technical support manager. Today's topic is enabling E2E mobility, end-to-end mobility with Here location service. So we'll go through with some of the services from our Here platform. We have this is our global footprint. So we have around offices in 56 countries, and we were founded in 1985 with around we have currently 9,000 people, which we have working across 5 continents, and quickly take you through our different milestones. So we started as a NAVTech in 1985. Then in 1990 we launched our map with the first in-car sat nav system. Then in 2004 we launched the driver assistant system. That was the first map for ADAS. Also, we launch our location data for mobile devices such as phones. Then in 2008, Nokia acquired us. So Navteb was bought by Nokia, and we become so Nokia Maps. And in 2011, the Nokia has basically created one location business, Nokia Location and Commerce. And 2012, we becomes Here as a brand, and the company becomes a Here from Nokia Location and Commerce. And 2015, it was acquired by German consortium made by BMW, Audi, and Daimler. And because they want to provide a high definition mapping services for themselves and also for others. 2016, we launched our open platform. And in 2017-18, if you see, we have more investors coming on board: Intel, Bosch, Pioneer, Continental. And in 2020, we have some more investors like Mitsubishi Corporation and entities in process today. So that's basically, if you see, we have invested in this location technology for last 4 decades. So as I was explaining, location is a key. So there was some research happened from OVM, Point Research and Analytics in 2019. So they basically mentioned that here is the world's leading location data technology platform. So I'll not go into the detail. If you want, you can search this OVM report and check it. So from our side, location can be used anywhere, everywhere. So we have a most complete location platform. We have a global map and location data, including Japan maps, China, Korea. So we have around 200 countries maps today. We have a 30 plus years of experience people in our organization, highly trained location experts. So going to in detail about our location platform. So if you see, we collect around 1000 terabyte of location data from different sources every year. It's a huge data. And then using that data, we use our AI and machine learning tools to aggregate and extract all the data from this location data sources. And on top of that, then we build our location tools, which includes APIs, SDKs, and different application, and which you can use basically in your application. You can build your own products, you can build your own services, you can build your own solution. And then you can also exchange your location data for monetization. So that's the reason we launch our open platform. So as I mentioned, that location is a key, which is basically addressing different major market challenges. So if you see different markets mentioned in my slide, including connected driving, supply chain, urban mobility, fleet management, consumer engagement. So these are some of the use cases: IVI, ADAS, HAD, high definition maps, last mile, yard management. I'll not go into that detail. Asset tracking. For urban mobility, we have journey planning, intermodal routing, road safety, then fleet management, asset management. You can have a driver operation, tour planning. In the consumer engagement, you have a targeting, audience insight, and buying experience. So what are the trends and challenges for transport and logistic business? So if you see, the expectation is very tight for deliveries. So delivery windows are very tight for uh, getting the goods on time, before time. People expect to reach the things which we have ordered before time. So as we are seeing the increase in the global growth in the channel e-commerce business, which today require fleet routing, more precise tracking of the vehicles and freight. So we support different services to enable that. So our services like geocoding, traffic-enabled routing, waypoint sequencing, so optimize the route. For example, if you want to go from A to B to C to D, you have a multiple waypoints, so you can put in a one go and you can optimize your route with the help of distance and live traffic information. Then in the current scenario, you have a driver shortages also. So people are basically companies are struggling for getting the drivers. Some drivers are not coming on time, so they also need to track the drivers and check their performance, and they also check, basically try to put the turn by turn navigation to reach the destination on time. So we provide our turn by turn navigation solution along with the real time traffic. So this too can be used to basically track the driver, also see that where he is, what he is doing, and use the trackings in basically platform to get the details about the driver. Then third challenge is the low margins. So margins are very low, as we see that different goods are in a very competitive manner, and then we have to see that where we can put some margins. So that's the reason we provide our real-time tracking along with the indoor and outdoor tracking. So you can driver logistic companies to basically get the details using real-time tracking information, which we provide for indoor and outdoor both. Okay. Now coming to the industry product and market needs, which we mapped for the customer journey. So we provide a different, all the three PLs, first mile, middle mile, and last mile. So if you see the flow of goods starting from supplier to manufacturer to warehouse to local distribution hub and last to the customer. So all these market needs, we provide different kind of services, starting from last mile delivery planning, driver solution, dynamic replanning, driver and job analysis, and user ETA notification. So, the pain point for all these market is to solve the complex logistic routing problems, empower drivers with the tailored solution, and urgent need for a new jobs on the go. So you can basically, if you have start planning and your driver started to deliver for particular goods, and on the way you found some issue with the uh, any incident happen, so you need alternate route for getting to that location. So we provide all the dynamic replanning, all the driver solution, last mile delivery planning, driver and job analysis, that how the driver is behavior is, and how when he have started, when he have reached, all the details you can get using our services. And then in end user notification, once the goods is delivered to the customer, you will all customer basically can get basically customer and also on the backend side get the detail that goods has been delivered. Now coming to the our services side. So now we support for all these use cases which we have discussed, our platform which supports all kind of different requirement. So if you see, this is our real world index which supports maps, positioning, places which is point of interest, then directions, then traffic, and then geocoder. I'll go into that detail, transit, geovisualization, and then indoor maps. And then we have a platform extensions to support all the different use cases. For example, if you want to put your own data on our platform, you don't want to share it, then we have some different extension. If you want to use some kind of additional map data from our services, for example, speed limit information, you can access it using the different platform extension. So So if you see on the API side, we support two flavors. One is a JavaScript, and the second is a web services, which is a REST APIs. And on the native side, we support Android and iOS. So we have a Android and iOS SDK. So best part is from our native API side, we support uh, premium mobile SDKs also, which where you can download the data on your mobile and you can use without any connectivity. So that means, for example, if you download the data of Delhi and you search for a location, there's no connectivity required, no GPS connectivity is required. You can search the data on the downloaded map and start routing using the downloaded map data. Only the thing which you will not get is the live traffic information because it's offline kind of a map. Then going into the detail, uh, starting from maps, if you see, we have a global map coverage, which you can use for map rendering. We also support global satellite imagery. Then we have a venue maps, which is basically indoor map. So for example, if let's say there's a shopping mall, we can take example of ambience wall because we are in Delhi. And then if you want to go to ambience wall in Vasant Kunj and try to find out a particular so basically outlet, so you can use this venue maps, indoor maps, and try. You'll get all the details, floor by floor data, that which shop is available on which floor, and all the details map is available using this venue maps. You can select the basically location of the shop, and if there's a Wi-Fi hotspot inside the shopping mall, so basically you can navigate to that location also. So I have an example demo also, which I'll show at the last. So you'll get some more details about the venue maps. Then we also provide the global satellite imagery, which is basically the online imagery which you can use for any kind of mapping or any basically update if you want. Then going to the next segment of APIs, which is a direction API. So direction API, we provide a traffic enabled routing, which is very important in today's scenario. So we provide both the information traffic enabled routing as well as uh, if you don't want traffic enabled routing, you can also use the without traffic enabled routing also. Then you have a truck, vehicle, pedestrian, different options, different modes. Then we have a bicycle routing. Then we have a public transit routing. So public transit is basically if you are going from, let's say, from Noida to Gurgaon, so it will give you the guidance that you can take this bus and go to this metro station, and you can take this metro and reach to this location, and then from there you can take bus or auto or let's say taxi from there. So this public transit routing is also we also providing this public transit routing. So the next is a matrix routing. Again, it's very important parts when you have operating a fleet kind of thing. So if you have a multiple location, multiple waypoints to deliver the goods, then you can use this matrix routing. So we support matrix routing also. The next one is ISO line routing. So ISO line routing is basically again a very important part of a API, which generally no competition has this kind of a facility, basically option available. So what ISO line routing do is basically if from your current location, if you want to see that within this 3 kilometer, which are the area I can cover. So you will basically get information about all the location which you can cover within these 3 kilometers. Also, if you want to see that, okay, within my current location, 15 minutes, which are the location I can reach. So this is a very important, basically API in terms of where you have a SLA to reach to that particular location. So for example, I can give you one real-time example of UP Police, which is using our services, our self-hosted platform for 112 services. So they want that to basically build a solution to see that where PCR can reach in within 15 minutes of SLA time. So they use this SLAN routing, and then they get to know that okay, these are the area where we should put more this vehicles to basically get this SLA on time. So this ISO line routing is also an important part of a routing API. Then going to the next set of API, which is a traffic APIs. So we provide a traffic real-time and a historical traffic information. So we have both the option available with us. You can use either real-time traffic. You can also use historical traffic data. So historical traffic data is very useful when you are planning some basically fleet. So for example, if you're going from Mumbai to Delhi, and then you say that, okay, on Monday, if I start, what could be the historical traffic to reach to Delhi? So that's a historical, not real time, but at least you will get to know that what should be the ETA for reaching to that particular location. So that's also very important part of a planning side. Then we have a traffic flow data. So you can see that on the map with the real-time traffic information that which are the area streets which are green, yellow, and red. So green is basically free flow traffic, yellow is a moderate traffic, and then red is a traffic congestion. So we provide the traffic flow data also. So now moving to the next API, this which is a geocoder. So we provide a global map coverage with a local search. And also we provide a geocoding and reverse geocoding both APIs and along with the batch geocoding. So why geocoding is important? Because once you have an address, you can get a lat long, and vice versa. You have once you have a lat long, you can get an address. So we provide both the APIs which can support you to get all both the requirement to support your use case. And then batch geocoding is also one of the API which is very important in terms of let's say if you have multiple addresses and if you want to basically push all the addresses in one go, so you basically have a, let's say, 100 address, and then you push in a one go, and then you will get a lat long for all these addresses. So this is called batch geocoding in terms of getting the location information. Then, as I mentioned, then we have a transit API where you can do the station search, you can get the coverage details, you can do the transit ISO line, you can also see that public transit routing between pedestrian and connectivity. So, but pedestrian also supported in this public transit routing API. Then the last one is a places, which is basically point of interest. So places is basically all the landmarks. For example, hotel, hospital, restaurant, all these things are available in our map, in our API, which you can search, you can discover, and you will get some more details, like which category of this POI is, and all the details information for that particular point of interest. So these are different set of APIs which you can either use in a standalone or use in a combination as per your use case requirement. Okay, so getting to that access to that all these API, we have a portal. I'll go into that detail. That which is the portal is there where you can get the access of all of our API. So let me take you to that portal. This is called Here Developer Portal. So what Here Developer Portal do, you can register yourself, you can create your user account, one new account on our portal called developer.here.com. So first step is you have to register an account. Then you will get a one freemium model which you can use for evaluation for your use case requirement. And then in that portal, you can get the details about all the different products which we have. For example, as I mentioned, maps, geocoding, search, routing, fleet telematics API, geo enrichment, live sense, here SDK. Then on the platform side, you will get all the details about overview, the one platform, marketplace, studio, workspace. For tracking and positioning, you will get the tracking, indoor positioning, menu information. And then on the right side, if you see the APIs and SDK, you have all the details related to our native API. Like for example, SDK for Android and iOS, License SDK, REST API, JavaScript API, and then you have a developer ecosystem where you can get all the details about AWS, serverless, Microsoft Azure, all the details, Business Hub, SAP, Business Hub. So all the information are available in this products tab once you go to the developer.here.com. Now, if this portal have all the details available related to documentation about all the APIs and services, so you will get all the examples, uh, some kind of documents where which you can directly integrate in your app. All these examples. So all the documentation are related to maps, geocoding, routing. All these APIs are available on our portal. So if you access this portal, register yourself, you will get details about all the APIs, and you can access it. You can start evaluating it. And if you feel that if it suits your purpose, then you can go for a production model. Now, going to the demo. So as I mentioned, I have one demo.
So from the question side, I can see that there are three questions. So the first question is related to the which companies or application in India are here technology is used. So there are many companies. I'll give you some examples. So for example, we are supporting different industries. For example, automotive, transport, logistic, public sector. So for automotive sides, we have major customer like Maruti Suzuki, Hyundai, and many more OEMs are using currently our map or API or SDK for their navigation services requirement. So that's one for automotive. The second one is for transport logistics. One of the example is DHL is using our services in their app. Uh, and then we are also discussing many more transport and logistic customers. And third one is a public sector, as I mentioned. UP Police, UP 112, is currently using our uh, self-hosted services, which is currently used for tracking all the PCRs and also getting the event location and then tracking the PCR to reaching to that event location. So that is currently used in the public sector side. So this is some of the example. We have many more. Then the second question was related to if you have a 40 years of history of location mapping, which is very impressive, but you could have been the Google Maps actually. So yes, so we are better than Google Maps, which I can say that. If that's the reason I say that we have a developer portal, you can go there, you can register yourself, get an access of all of our APIs and SDK, evaluate it, and if you feel that it's all your purpose, it's all your requirement, you can convert into the production, and then you can use it. So, so that's one. And then what are the attributes of maps here provide for the HD maps for ADAS application? For ADAS side, we have a HD map, ADAS data, map data, which support height, curvature, and slope. So we support uh, uh, all the street network across India, where you can get the details about heights, curvature, and slope. So that's a thing which we have currently available for India from ADAS side. But for other countries, we have a HD maps available. So if you have any requirement, you can come to us. We can provide you the HD map for other location HD services. The next question was, how does your indoor positioning works? So the indoor positioning, as I explained, that we have an indoor app, basically radio mapper on mobile. So you can basically map first all the indoor locations, and then you can publish it in for your application, and then you can use it for any kind of indoor navigation or indoor tracking. And then last question I can see from Mamta is you spoke about some tech without connectivity. Okay, I think that's a good question. So this is one of the again differentiator where I can say that we support that. So for example, our mobile SDK, which is available on the Android and iOS side, you can download your our map data on the device, and then you can start using it without any connectivity. So no GPRS is required once you download the data. You can search the location, you can navigate, you can start doing the turn by turn routing using our mobile navigation. So that's again a thing which you can do without any connectivity. Only the thing which you will not get is a real-time traffic information. And the next question I can see is, can I map the entire house using here tech to locate things? Is that an overkill? So, okay. So the thing is, if basic requirement for indoor maps is for location like a shopping mall, where you already have a layout available with the shopping malls, you just use this layout and then you can put the information on top of that, and then you can publish it and then you can use it. So that's basic purpose of developing this solution. Yeah, so again, I got some few more questions. Can I detect floor level in a multi-story building? Yes. So that is the purpose of indoor maps. So you can get the details about the floor. You can also get the details about a particular shop location. And then using that location information, you can navigate it. Because we covered all the staircase information, all the escalator information. So for example, you are in a basement and you want to go to second floor. So it will basically give you that where is escalator, where is the staircase you can use to reach to that location, particular shop location. Okay, so the next question, one more question I got, the public mass transit data. So yes, so we have a good public mass transit data which is available for around, I do not have exact number, but all the major cities are covered. So if you need further details, you can reach out to me. Sorry, my email ID is shivendra.p.singh@here.com. So you can reach out to me for any further queries or anything which you need more details about our API or services. You can send me the emails. Yeah, it's a shivendra.p.singh@here.com. Any last minute question? We have 1 more minute. So this is indoor map data. Basically, you can create manually because we provide the services to generate it, and then you can create it manually, and then you can use and you can update it whenever you require. Okay, then that's it from my side. Thank you.
Okay, so we've run out of time. Thank you for joining us. And if you have any further questions, you can write to me. I'd give you my email ID in the chat section. Also, Shivendra's email ID is also mentioned. So if you have any further queries, please feel free to write to us. Yeah, once again, thanks you all for joining, and we'll be in touch regarding our future webinars. We'll be ending the session now.
Thank you.